Man, I'm excited to get out here and start sorting on your kids and their cattle because this first class gets me pretty excited for what we can see in the future. I went and talked to these individuals on some things that their cattle can do, on some good things they did, and then maybe some things we can work on. So hopefully we can end up in the top 5 next time. But this young man's white calf just hits me pretty hard in his kind. I like that guy's just presence up front. I really like just the angles to his skeleton and how it allows him to stay really balanced in motion. No, he's not the most powerful in terms of muscle, but you put your hands on that guy and he's incredibly mellow and still really, really smooth. I think a really good way to go ahead and start. This young lady brings us an absolute powerhouse. That's a really wide-chested, awesome ribbed one who I told her they did an awesome job getting that guy's hair ready, presented very, very well. Stepping behind that guy, and he's absolutely massive out of his pin set. You just watch him start to go in motion, and I'm not entirely sure his shoulder and knees allows him to be very comfortable, and he starts to get a little bit squirrely on his back leg, but there's no denying that guy's presence and just overwhelming amount of power. And then this young man brings us a very nice, practical kind of cattle. This blaze face, I think, is still really, really good in terms of balance. Watch him get out in motion, and he's plenty comfortable enough for me. No, he's not overwhelming in terms of muscle, but he definitely has enough to go ahead and end up third. And this young man, I think, has one that's awesome in terms of just true rib shape, in terms of just reading with so much shape on out of the backside of his shoulder, stepping behind that guy, and he's massive in his pin set. You step off to the side, and maybe there's some balance things that we'd like to fix in him. I like him to be a little bit softer in his lower body. I'd like him to be filled in right in his heart and maybe smoothened up in his shoulder ever so slightly. But man, that's a really, really big square back in one. And this young lady brings us one who's really, really practical in his rib cage. He's really flexible when he gets out in motion. It's his front end that I'd like to alter ever so slightly. He's starting to work with a little bit of crest on the top side of his neck, a little bit straighter right there in the angle of his shoulder. But man, really, really high quality class. Let's put our hands together for him.
Okay, that was our first class, and our first place went to Steele Spencer, and second was Claire Daniels. You betcha. Let's give these kids a good hand. Appreciate that. We'll bring in.
Whether you are purchasing a car, buying a home, managing an investment property, starting a small business, or leaving behind a legacy, American Family Insurance will help you protect your dream. Bear River Animal Hospital takes care of small and large animals, providing pediatric care all the way up to senior pets. They deliver high-quality, customized vet services with their dedicated team. Services include exams, vaccinations, surgeries, dentistry, fully equipped laboratory and pharmacy, along with x-ray and ultrasound. Many of these same services can be conveniently provided on the farm. Bear River Animal Hospital is filled with highly trained animal lovers who will provide the best care for the animals in your life.
Those in class number 3 be getting lined up. Those in class number 3. We got 2 in the ring. Class number 3, get lined up.
Another really nice set of cattle, and this young man steer kind of came in, and I always knew he was going to win. Not only does he just cover the market fundamentals of muscularity, being smooth finish, and being functional, but he does some of the extra things in terms of the intangibles of some look up front, some freshness of chest, and just blending his pieces really good together. When he gets out in motion, I'm going to call him functional structured. I'm not just really sold on the angle to his shoulder and knee. He's a little bit stilty up there, but that doesn't really inhibit his ability to really get out and stay balanced in motion. Young lady that's going to end up second, much like I mentioned on the one that wins, covers the fundamentals of some functionality, some market, some muscularity, and being smooth finished. And then he also does it with a little extra in terms of some look up front, being really, really smooth in the way he can put his pieces together. And when he gets out in motion, I'm not quite as sold on that guy's hind leg. It's just a little awkward in the way he utilizes it. And then you can kind of just see in the set there, all of his flex is down in his pastern, but nonetheless a really nice one to end up in second. 3 and 4 resemble each other in type and kind. 3 does it just a little fancier of a package. That's some really good extension up front. I love that guy's just doability and this ability to put on so much finish. When he gets out in motion, he's plenty flexible, but honestly for me, he's got a little bit too much condition in the show ring, starting to show a little bit there in his chest, and then a little bit of so much condition that it's just making him look a little bit staler in his kind. Really nice cattle end up third. Like I mentioned, this black nose smoke is really good in just his type and his kind. Really flexible when he gets out in motion. I like that guy's rib cage and how practical he reads, but much like the one ahead of him, some of that condition just starting to work to his disadvantage. He's starting to show some right there in his chest and at the top side of his crest. Nice cattle to end up fourth. And this young man does an awesome job getting this guy presented. I like his look up front. I like his rib cage and just how smooth finished he is. But man, he's just got to be a little bit more comfortable in his skeleton for me. He's straight right there in the angle of his shoulder and knee, and just a little bit too uncomfortable when he gets out and goes. Really high quality set. Let's put our hands together for him.
All right, our star calves in the second class. Everett Ramsdale is number 1, and Addison Hershey, the number 2. Well, let's give these kids a good hand. Boy, I tell you what, we're getting...
In the show ring, every detail matters.
At Adams Wealth Advisors,
your details
matter to us.
Big J Milling has high-quality wheat flours for the baking industry. They specialize in providing top-grade flour for commercial bakeries, bakery and restaurant distributors, as well as home bakers.
Man, really high quality set of cattle, and this young lady steer didn't take 2 steps before in the ring before I realized that guy just coming here and playing in just a totally different game than the rest. That guy's look up front's awesome. I really just like the presence he has about him. Really neat at the base of his chest, really good in the sweep to his lower body. Watch him get out and travel, and he's my favorite in terms of just true foot quality, in terms of flexibility. Getting behind that calf, and he's really heavy muscled. I apologize. We're having a little bit of a wrestling match over here. But yeah, really good way to go ahead and start off the class. Young lady in second, I think, rivals him in terms of look from this side. I really like that guy's extension up front, just how good and he blends his pieces. Put your hands on him. He's really mellow to the touch, which I really appreciate about him. He doesn't match the guy in front of him's just overwhelming amount of power and just true shape and turn to him. But man, a really good looking, good built one to end up second. Young man that's going to end up third has an absolute powerhouse in terms of just true muscularity. I love the turn to that guy's rib cage. Hands on, he's absolutely massive right there out of the backside of his shoulder. It's just a few things in terms of in motion where I'd like to change him. I'd like to just trim that guy's feet up a little bit and change the set to his hip and hind leg to really let him get out and be more comfortable in motion. But there's no doubt that guy's awesome presented and really muscular. Young lady does a good job sticking with her calf. That's a really muscular, practical kind of calf. Put your hands on him. He's big in the shape that he feeds out of the backside of his shoulder. From the side, he still blends his pieces. Yeah, his hair color and his hair coat kind of detract from the quality that he can maintain. But man, you talk about one that's just still really practical in his kind. A really good way to end up in fourth. Young man in fifth brings another really practical steer who's soft and practical in his center body. When he gets out in motion, he's really flexible. I wish that guy had a nickel more muscle. And then you start to study him through his front end. Maybe just doesn't quite come with the same kind of extras as the cattle in front of him. A really high quality class. Let's put our hands together for him.
C&K Construction has been building homes for northern Utah families for over 25 years. Their experience and expertise ensure things get done right. Let C&K Construction build the house while you make it a home.
Central Milling is the farmer, the miller, and the baker working to preserve American farmland for tomorrow while preserving the highest quality of flour and grains to the bakers of today. Select the best products for your family by using Central Milling Company.
Star class, we need to have you line up and ready to go. So here's our fourth class. We need to get the stars of the others all together because we'll have the first division champions come in and then. Okay, they're trying to line up for this first division championship. We need the first and second place for the first 4 classes will be in here. So we need the class winners to line up for the first 4.
Man, another really nice set of cattle, and I think both up top are really, really good. The young ladies up front is just presence and just look and quality is pretty hard to deny. Watch that guy get out and go, and he's super flexible and functional in his skeleton. But man, what I really like him is just when you step off to the side of that guy, he hits you pretty hard in his type and kind. Yeah, I'd like to open him up and just make him a little bit more powerful, a little bit more muscular. But man, step off to the side of that guy. He's pretty awesome to look at. This young man's calf that's going to end up second. I really like the way that guy can just blend all his pieces together. I like his look up front. I really like his rib cage. Man, it's pretty unfortunate that he hurt that offside back leg because I really like a lot of things about him. And to be honest, that's really the only thing that is going to get him beat here today. But a really good job sticking with one that's kind of being a rascal out here. A young lady does an awesome job getting this one shown. That's another really practical calf who I like in terms of his look up front. I like how he just blends all his pieces together. If I had to change him, I'd like to just fix him in his rear skeleton. He's just a little bit shorter out of his hip, and that is obviously making him just a little bit shorter in his step overall. But a nice, really practical calf to end up third. And then this young man that's going to be fourth for me blends his pieces very good. I like how that calf grabs really mellow and back into his 12th and 13th. If I had to change him, maybe we can amp him up in terms of foot size and feature. Maybe just make him a little bit more flexible in motion. But one that I like in terms of just painting a nice silhouette. Young lady's roan calf's going to round out the top five, and probably my favorite in terms of just muscularity. I love how busted open he is at the top side of his skeleton. It's just a structure standpoint where he's going to get beat from me. He's a little bit straighter in the angle to his shoulder and knee. Doesn't quite allow him to get out with near the same level of comfortability. But man, a really high quality class. Let's put our hands together for him.
Okay, now we're going to bring in our other star calves from the other groups, and we'll pick our first division champion. So,
Century 21 Naomi, and we are ready to celebrate 100 years of the Box Elder County Fair. From the first ride on the Ferris wheel to your first set of keys, we're here for all of life's big moments. Whether you're buying, selling, expanding the farm, or building your dream home, we've got the know-how and the hometown heart to get it done. Like the fair, we believe in showing up for our neighbors, working hard, and having a whole lot of fun along the way. So grab a scone, chocolate-covered strawberries, and cheer on the rodeo, and remember, wherever you are on your journey, Century 21 Naomi is here to bring you home.
by the judges looking at this, the winners of this division, we just want to extend our heartfelt thanks to our generous sponsors for their donations to the steer show. Their contribution helped create something truly special and memorable, a belt buckle. So when I was showing steers as a kid, I didn't have the opportunity to earn one of these prize buckles because other things were awarded. And because of this and the pride of getting to wear a belt buckle with my achievement, me and my sister are having our own made so that we can wear those. So we just want to let our sponsors know how much we appreciate them. So for the grand champion sponsor, it's Cleve and Sue Steed, and reserve champion is C.H. McMurdy Ranch, Rafter Adventures, which is Jan and Chubb Munns. Can we just give them a round of applause for their donations? And that's for Division 1. So each division will get, each winner and reserve champion will get a belt buckle from each division.
First division's been really, really good, and I heard that we had just a couple more numbers here in this first division, and so that's probably why the ring just felt a little bit congested. But man, I think all these cattle are really good, and they just represent the right kind of cattle, and then they just do it with some extras in terms of just some look, some feature, and then some other things, maybe just a fresh hair coat. But you know, I talked to each individual one in class. To be honest with me, there's just one out here that hit me really hard. I like just a lot of things that he does. There's not just a lot wrong with him, and then he also comes with some of the extras. That's going to be the young lady out of the third class.
All right, that was Emmy Morgan. Let's give her a real good hand. I'll tell you what, that is a great deal to be able to do it. And I'll tell you what, that buckle, she'll have it, keep it forever.
There's another one out here that I just kind of gravitate towards, and some presence and some look. We're still doing it with the right kind of functionality. And then I'm going to go ahead and go shake her hand, and then I'll go ahead and place them just top to bottom. But man, I think they all did an absolutely awesome job. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Like Gracie Earl has got the reserve. Let's give her a real good hand also, and she'll get her buckle, and she'll keep that too, you betcha.
All right.
As soon as we get these placed here, we'll be ready to start class number 5.
Capener & Company Real Estate is a full-service property management company here to help you through all your housing needs. They specialize in new construction, commercial, and residential investments and property management. Daisy Pack. Let us meet your expectations. Located in Garland, Utah.
Use Elison Trucking for all your trucking needs. They are big enough to serve, small enough to care. Elison Trucking in Tremonton is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Fair.
The Utah FFA Association wishes all those involved in this year's county fair good luck.
There's a lot to know when it comes to buying insurance. That's why it's important to have an independent agent looking out for you and your family. Whatever you're looking to protect, Advanced Insurance Services can help. Let Sherry Pally help make sure you have the right coverage and are getting all the discounts you deserve. She can shop several carriers to find the company that is right for you. Call for a free insurance review today.
To 13:55. There'll actually be 10. Okay, here's 10 steers. Class number 5, ranging from 1336 to 1355.
Another really nice set of cattle, and this young man's white calf came in, and I recognized that it was going to be pretty hard to get around him. He puts just so much power, so much punch on a still real flexible skeleton. My favorite thing about him is he's really extended up front, still uniquely picked up in his chest, and just blends his pieces very, very good. That's a really good way to go ahead and start off this class. Young man is going to end up in second. I like your calf because not only does he just cover the market fundamentals of muscularity and finish while still being functional in his structure, but he also pairs it with a nice look up front. I like the shape to that guy's head. I like just how neat he is about his neck and still fresh in his chest. No, comparatively, yeah, he gets outpowered. More importantly, I wish that guy was just a little bit more attractive in the set and utilization to his back leg. But a really nice way to go ahead and be second in this class. A young lady in third, you probably are just a little more exotic, a little more out there in your kind compared to the one ahead of you. That thing's really extended up front, really long and level made. When he gets out of motion, I like how that guy's just really comfortable. But man, compared to the two ahead of you, I just don't quite know if you come with the same kind of rib cage. I really like to just fill you in right there at the base of your heart, make you a little bit deeper and softer in your flank so you can really just balance. But man, a really good way to go ahead and be third in this class. And then both these cattle in the end represent each other in terms of being practical, functional kind of cattle. You just do it with significantly more product. You handle with so much spread out of the backside of your shoulder. Really like to turn to that guy's rib cage, but more so there's some eye appeal things that get him beat. I wish that guy was a little neater in the shape to his head. I wish he was fresher in his crest. But man, a really nice calf to go ahead and be fourth. This young man is fifth on the count that he's just my fifth favorite in terms of structure. I like that guy's foot quality. I like how he gets out and motor, so flexible. But man, I wish that guy just amped up in terms of muscularity. I wish that guy came more pulled apart in his pin set. Really high quality class. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for these kids.
In class number 5, first place is Dustin Nicholson. Second place is Waylon Firth. And they'll be coming back here in a little bit with their steers. So give a round of applause to class 5 as they exit the show ring, and then we'll get ready to bring in class 6.
Hanson Motor Company isn't just another dealership. We're your friends.
And your neighbors. We grew up here. 4 generations of Hansons have gone to school here.
And we've been part of this community for decades.
And serving the people we know and care about.
As a locally owned and operated business, we understand what matters to you because it matters to us too. At Hanson Motors, you're not just a customer, you're family. We're here for the long haul because we're in this together. Hanson Motors, local, loyal, and proud to serve our community.
With over 60 years of experience and personalized service, Guild Mortgage is your key to home ownership in Box Elder County and beyond. Stop by or give us a call today. Guild Mortgage, own what matters.
JD Truck Repair in Tremont offers truck and trailer repair services, including new and used tires and mobile service.
For over 15 years, King Farms Trucking has focused on developing lanes that provide excellent service to their customers, as well as providing their drivers with maximum pay, home time, and year-round consistency. Join their team today.
73. You do the Bear math, that's not many pounds between these animals. We should have 10 animals, 10 steers in this class, 6. Okay, there's class 6 with weights ranging from 1360 to 1373.
If you're one of the exhibitors of Class 5 and you get back to your stall and you're missing your show comb, the ladies here at the table have that. You could probably redeem it for less than $2. If you're in Class 7's lining up as the judge is making his final selections in Class 6. As you can see, as the animals get heavier, more finished, more to them, it's a little tougher. It takes a little longer to pick the class winner. We know it's getting warmer, the cloud cover's leaving. There is complimentary water in front of the grandstands, so help yourselves to some water. And we'll get some more troughs out with water in it. It kind of sounds bad, just go get you some drink out of the water trough, but it is bottled water, but it is in a water trough. So help yourself to the water. Appreciate your patience. And I hope everybody's enjoying the 100th year of the Box Elder County Fair. We're not rightly sure, but the Junior Livestock Show and Sale has been going since either the late 50s or early 60s, so at least 50 good years that we've been having a show, and it's every year has grown in numbers, more exhibitors, more projects, and getting tougher and tougher, closer competition.
Man, we jumped up the quality quite a bit, and I think this duo up top are really, really good, and they both bring a lot of class-winning attributes to the table, but this young man's black and white calf wins on account of just presence and skeletal quality. That's my favorite footed steer, who gets out and goes just so comfortable off both ends of his skeleton, and when that young man gets that guy stopped and propped, I love his extension up front. I love his presence and freshness right there through his chest. Get on top of that guy, he has just enough roll and pride to his upper rib cage to still feed enough just true dimension. Stepping behind him, I'd like him to have just a little bit more shape, a little bit more fill right there in his lower quarter and stifle. But man, a really, really good one to go ahead and win. A young man's gold calf, I'll be honest with y'all, is just a little bit more my speed and his type and kind. That's a neat fronted steer who's absolutely massive in his rib cage. I love just how much fresh shape he feeds out of the backside of his shoulder. I'm still a big fan of the set to his hip and hind leg. Man, I was just having a battle in my mind of whether I'm comfortable enough using his shoulder and knee. And I ended up just going and say no, because I just don't quite think that allows him to get out with the right kind of comfortability. But man, a really, really good one. Awesome top pair. Young lady is going to bring a really nice presented steer that's going to end up third. One that I like in terms of just look and balance from the side. Watch him get out and go, and that's my favorite, or that's my second favorite in terms of just skeletal quality. Get on top of that calf. I wish he opened up with a bigger shape behind his shoulder. I wish he was amped up in terms of his foot size and feature, but one that paints an absolutely proportional image from the side. Young man, I really like just the turn to your calf's rib. He's absolutely massive right there out of the backside of his shoulder. Really mellow back into his 12th and 13th. I really like his look up front. It's just in motion where I start to pick some holes in him. He's a little bit straighter in the angle to his shoulder and knee, and not nearly as comfortable out of his rear skeleton. But man, a nice one to end up fourth. And young man brings us a really practical calf to really round out this top five. And man, I just really like the shape to his rib cage. I really like how he's basic in his build. It's just a couple of those extra things that get him beat. I wish he was more extended up front. I wish he was fresher in his chest, and I wish he was just a little bit harder in his muscle system. But man, a really high quality class. Let's put our hands together for him.
Alrighty, as these steers and exhibitors leave the show ring, our first place winner is Kenyon War. He'll be coming back with a fancy steer there. Maybe he'll ride him out. And Cash Mansfield was in second place in class number 6. I hope you've noticed that these exhibitors, sometimes we have a steer that doesn't behave.
Kent's is your one-stop shop for fresh produce, bakery items, deli, and meat. Stop by today for fast, friendly service.
Hoffman AI Breeders has been serving the cattle industry for over 38 years. They are a proud supporter of this year's Box Elder County Fair.
By installing Ritchie waterers, you save water while keeping it fresh and always available to your animals. You protect the land by keeping natural water clean and soil healthy. And you conserve power because they're energy efficient. We're committed to helping you create a prosperous, sustainable, and regenerative future. Because we know, like you know, that every saved drop matters. Ritchie, fresh water for life.
Mountain Valley Printing is your one-stop print shop. They print on all apparel, as well as photo prints, copies, canvases, metal prints, banners, and more. Check out their Bear River High School merch shop for amazing swag. They even have fundraising opportunities.
We're going to have 8 animals in this class that are ranging from 1,380 pounds to 1,396. We're close to the 1,400 pound range. What some beautiful animals and excellent handlers on these animals today.
another really high quality set of cattle, and I think both up top are really good, and much like the last class, they both bring a lot of class winning attributes to the table, but this young man's just presence and still skeletal quality is what I had alleviated in the first. I like that calf's foot shape and how it allows him to get out and stay so comfortable. You just have to study his front end. I like the shape to his head. I like how fresh he is at the top side of his neck. Really practical and doable in his rib cage. I'd like to open him up in his pin set, make him a little bit more amped up in his muscle shape. One that just really motors very, very comfortably when you get him out. Stays really collected in motion. The young lady steer that's going to end up in seconds, a little bit more out there in his kind. That guy's really a good looking up front. I really like the shape to that guy's head. He attaches his neck really high out of the top side of his shoulder. I love the turn to his upper rib cage. Hands on, that guy's massive out of the back side of his shoulder. There's just a couple things that I start to pick on him when we ask him to lap. He's a little bit straighter in the angle to his knee. This a little bit forward in the angle of his shoulder, and then he just doesn't quite handle his rear passenger with the same level of comfortability. But man, you talk about one that can paint a very nice silhouette from the side. Young lady's red steer is going to end up third, and I think does a lot of good. Really extended up front, soft and practical in his rib shape. Watch him get out and go, and he stays super functional in his kind. But man, I just don't think he quite comes with the same kind of extras as the two ahead. I like to open that guy up from behind, give him just a little bit more muscle, but a nice calf to end up third. And then these both on the end here, I like in terms of just muscle shape and power. The young man's in front is just a little bit more functional. I like he's softer in his body, a little bit more flexible in motion. I'd like to change him in his front end. I wish he was a little more extended up front and better at the top side of his crest. And then the young man that's going to round out the class, a lot of parts and pieces in that guy. Really extended up front, ties his neck at high out of the top side of his shoulder. You put your hands on him, he's really fresh, really square in the shape that he grabs with. There's just a couple things from a fundamental standpoint. Wish he was a little bit softer in his lower body to really make him balance. Then when he gets out in motion, he isn't quite as comfortable as I want him to be. Really high quality set. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for these kids.
Okay, as the Class 7 steers exit the show ring, the top place steer in Class 7 is Dax Earl. And the second place steer is Kayla Hawks, and they will come back for the Grand Champion Circle.
Pizza Plus, made from scratch. Quality pizza, famous for their breadsticks.
Rudd Funeral Home is a locally owned family-operated business. Joe Rudd and his family, as well as their devoted staff, are committed to providing you with the best service possible during a difficult time. Their beautiful facilities have all the necessary amenities. A large viewing room can also double as a smaller, more intimate funeral chapel. The chapel is even equipped with streaming capabilities to make sure family and friends are connected no matter how far they may be. Rudd Funeral Home is there to help you in your time of need. Roach Ranches supports the people that support them and the fantastic youth of the Valley. Thank you for over 60 years in business, quality seed stocking, gravel, and hunting. Rock and Roll Construction Products, providing U-Cart concrete and landscaping products.
At Roach Financial Group, take advantage of our Salt Lake City, Utah, and our Tremont, Utah offices. Locally in Tremont, Utah, we have Julie Holmes as our client management specialist. We have Riley Summers as our investment management specialist, and Chrissy Roach as our life, health, and Medicare specialist. When you're with Roach Financial Group, you're with the Cowboys.
But we want our exhibitors, our supporters, our buyers to be recognized what they would like to donate monetarily to these families. Talked to one of the widows of one of the officers, and she says that she does not want this to interfere with our junior livestock auction. She's had her her husband's children have been here exhibiting animals, and she knows the work that's put in. If the exhibitors feel so inclined when they get their checks later on this fall, they can donate it through the Fraternal Order of Police Officers. So just so you're aware, we will be doing that before we start our sale on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. Hope you can all come out and support the fallen officers' families, as well as support our youth of Box Elder County that have spent all summer getting their projects ready to come to the fair. And with that, class number 8. Class number 8, 10 steers weighing 1399 to 1422. Wow. That's like 23 pounds. That is a close bunch of steers right there. And an excellent looking set of exhibitors to go with them. Been brought to my attention as the exhibitors were going along in the day and the kids were getting a little rowdy and restless. Send them over to the golf course to run up and down and sit right along here where these steers are lining up. They're kind of spooking the steers just a little if you could. Otherwise, Craig Hawks will take them and dump them in the water trough.
Another really high quality class, and I mean, I'll be frank, it didn't take 2 steps in the ring before I recognized that this guy's just a league of his own. Really good in terms of his extension up front. I like how they've kept his chest really fresh, kept his underline really smooth. When that guy gets out and goes, he's still functional in his skeleton. My favorite thing about him is when you get on top of that guy, he's really explosive out of the backside of his shoulder, absolutely massive out of his pin set. Really good way to go ahead and start off the class. Young lady's red cap's going to end up second for me. That's a steer that's extended up front. I like the turn to his rib cage. When he gets out in motion, he's still flexible and functional enough for me to go ahead and be comfortable with him being second. Now, there's a couple things that we'd like to change. Aesthetically, I'd like his hind leg to just be a little bit more attractive. Maybe you can soften his flank a little bit to make him blend his pieces a little bit better. But man, it's still one that brings forth a lot of practicality to the table. Young man's black and white calf's going to end up third for me, and he kind of has all the extras in terms of the bells and whistles, in terms of that look up front, some more foot size, some more feature, and a little bit better in terms of his muscle shape. It's just when we watch that guy get out and go, he's a little bit straighter in the angle to his shoulder and knee, and that doesn't quite allow him to be as comfortable in his skeleton of a man, one that I like in terms of just look and profile. And then the smoke calf's going to end up fourth. That's another really practical steer. He's good in the turn to his rib cage. He's still flexible in motion. His pieces fit together. I just don't quite know if he does it to the same degree as the one in front of him. He's a little bit thicker at the base of his neck and chest. Just doesn't quite pull together the same kind of quality image of a man. A nice practical calf to end up fourth. This young lady's steer that's going to end up fifth, one that's really practical in the turn to his rib cage, really soft and smooth finish. I just like to fix that guy off both ends of his skeleton in terms of functionality. Maybe just amp him up a little bit in terms of true muscle. A really high quality class. Let's put our hands together for him.
Okay, the winner in Class 8, Colton Mickelson. The runner-up is Nash Nelson, and they'll both come back. Both great steers to come back and compete for the championship.
Rupp Trucking Excavating is a family-owned and operated construction business specializing in site prep and site utilities. Brothers Blaine and Brent Rupp have spent the last 45 years priding themselves on a project well done. What began small has turned into a company of over 70 employees and includes work such as demolition, sewer and water installation, earthwork, septic systems, and waste containers. Rupp's operates several gravel pits and offers both delivery and pickup. Contact Rupp's for your construction needs.
Schooler, let's get growing. Your partner for grain and feed, merchandising, marketing, storage, and logistics.
That's what happens when you got a flip phone. You can't change the page as quick. Class 9. There'll be 9 steers in this class, weighing 1423 to 1438. Boy, they're getting closer in classes. Middleweights in each class. All right, class number 9. After this class, Division 2, is that right, ladies? Division 2. The top 2 places in Division 2 will come back in the ring for the judge to pick a winner of the Division 2 classes. Don't forget the Golden Spike Rodeo 100-year anniversary. Thursday night performance. There's only going to be one Thursday night performance for the 100-year centennial. Get your tickets at the fair office, if there's any left.
Another really high quality class, and this young lady's steer, man, I kind of sound like a broken record, but he's just playing in a different league today. That thing's ability to put just an overwhelming amount of power, overwhelming amount of just true, just stoutness of feature, and then still such a flexible package is pretty impressive. Step off to the side of that guy, and I like his fat steer proportions. You know, he's not perfect in the shape to his chest, but man, it blends into his heart really, really smooth. That's an awesome way to go ahead and start the class. Young man steer comes with more of the bells and whistles in terms of some extension up front. He's still fresh in his chest. I like the kind of shape that he feeds out of the backside of his shoulder. Really fresh in his hair coat. It's just his rear skeleton that gets him beat today. Wish that guy was a little more natural in his spine carriage, a little more comfortable in his hip and hind leg. Nice one to go ahead and end up second. Young lady's red steer is packed full of product. That thing handles with so much spread out of the backside of his shoulder. I like to turn to that guy's rib cage. He's still flexible and functional enough for me in motion. I'd like to just change some eye appeal things about him. Like to him a little more extended up front, clean him up right there in his chest. Really, really high quality, really, really functional steer to go ahead and end third. The young man that's going to be fourth today, I think is really practical in the shape to his rib cage. Done an awesome job laying a nice finish on that guy. Put your hands on him. He's really mellow back into his 12th and 13th. But when you get him out in motion, I like to alter the way he utilizes his hip and hind leg. And then I also like to just give him a little bit more extension up front with a nice calf to end up in 4. The young man steer in 5 is really flexible and practical in his kind. I like how his pieces blend together really, really good. Stepping behind that calf, and I'm just going to need more punch, more power today. Really high quality class. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for him.
Okay, we'll keep first and second place in here and bring the rest of them out. The winner of Class 9 is Alice Roach. Second is Kason Kunzler. And then we have lined up the first and second place.
Golden Spike Power Sports is still family owned and operated, serving the Bear River community since 1947. We're here to take care of all your power sport needs, located right on Main Street. Come and check us out and experience the difference.
Tree Mountain City, creating a safe and welcoming community where neighbors feel connected to each other and enjoy life.
On behalf of Utah Seed, congratulations to all who participated in the Box Elder County Fair Junior Livestock Auction. Well done! We also want to thank the families, 4-H clubs, farmers, and ranchers who supported these participants in preparing this year's entries. All of us, farmers, ranchers, and Utah Seed are involved in feeding America. Whether you need alfalfa, seed, dryland pasture, cover crops, or 3-way grain mixes, we are here to help with the right products and right information for your needs.
In the Valley, hard work isn't just a tradition, it's a way of life. That's why folks trust Valley Implement to keep things running strong. We carry trusted names like Case IH, Coyote, and Bobcat, brands built to work as hard as you do. Whether you're moving dirt, cutting hay, or working the land, we've got you covered.
At Valley Implement, we're grateful for this opportunity, and it's our privilege to support the youth of Box Elder County.
Our sponsors again for this Division 2 class. We have a belt buckle for the Grand Champion from Division 2 and a belt buckle for the Reserve Champion. The sponsor for the Grand Champion is Rusty and Teresa Cornwall, and the Reserve Champion sponsor is Douglas Farms. Let's give them a round of applause.
Man, the second division's been really, really good, and man, I think all these cattle are really high quality. There's a lot of different parts and pieces out here, a lot of different cattle that represent different things. Maybe some of them we have are a little bit more powerful, some of them are a little better looking, some of them kind of do both of them. I'm going to go ahead and I think there's just a pair of them though that hit me really hard in their type and kind, and I'm going to go ahead and go show you who that is.
Get the resources and quality of a big school education and the support of a smaller school at Utah State University, Brigham City. Student success is our top priority. We offer over 120 degrees, certificates, and programs, plus on-campus childcare to empower students and their families. A Utah State education is affordable too, thanks to competitive tuition and tons of scholarship opportunities. Visit statewide.usu.edu to learn more about becoming an Aggie in Brigham City or Tremonton.
little over 10,000 years ago, mankind first domesticated cattle. At this exact same time, cattle domesticated us. They give us their milk, their meat, their hides. We give them sustenance and care. And while they may live in pens and fields, farmers and ranchers are just as tied to the land. Our two species have worked together and taken care of each other for centuries. Our relationship is ancient and deep. The bond between us is not a yoke, it's a commitment. A 10,000-year-old promise to provide for our cattle as they provide for us. Zoetis is born of that bond. We are today's advanced answer to that ancient pact. Every minute of every hour, in countless ways, we help make the bond stronger, healthier, more robust. We help make it unbreakable. We are humankind for cattle kind. We are born of the bond.
really high quality set of cattle, and I really am intrigued by the pair up top. I think they both bring a lot of good to the table. This young man's silver calf is just a little bit more my speed. I like that guy's extension up front. They've kept him really fresh in his chest, and that really just matches his lower body, allows him to proportion with such a good look from the side. I like the angle to his shoulder and knee. Get on top of that steer, and he's just really good, and the true dimension that he feeds out of the backside of his shoulder. I might like to make him just a little bit more comfortable on his rear pastern, give him a little bit more foot underneath of him. But man, a really good way to go ahead and start. Young lady steer that's going to end up in second just reads so genuine in his kind. I like the turn to that guy's rib cage. I like how fresh he is out of the backside of his shoulder. I really like just the way his tail head sits in him. But there's just a couple things in motion where I'm getting pretty nitpicky on that guy. He doesn't quite utilize his shoulder and knee to the same level of comfort as the one ahead of him. But man, a really, really good one to go ahead and be second. Young lady steer that's going to end up third, reads so practical in his kind. I like that guy in motion and being super flexible, really square-footed. I like to turn to that guy's rib cage. And then from a balance and proportion standpoint, I think his pieces fit together really good. I just wish that he did it with a little more extension up front and being a little fresher right there at the top side of his crest. Nice calf to go ahead and end up third. And then young man steer that's going to be fourth for me is one that's incredibly extended up front, really long bodied, and then when you put your hands on him, that guy's still really mellow and smooth finish. But man, I just wish that he was a little more relaxed in his angles, and then that added frame size is kind of starting to work to his disadvantage because his lower body just really couldn't keep up. But man, that's a nice one to end up fourth. And then the steer that's going to be fifth for me is another one that's just practical in his kind, really flexible when he gets out in motion. I like to turn to his rib cage. There's just a couple balance things where I wish he did better. Wish he was more extended up front. I wish his chest to heart transition was a little better. I wish he was amped up in terms of muscle. But man, a really high quality class. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for these kids.
Boy, I tell you what, we had a heck of a class right here. Cash Leak is number one, and Katie Kunzler number two. Let's give them a real good hand. Boy,
This year is a special one as we celebrate 100 years of the Box Elder County Fair and Golden Spike Rodeo. Thanks to all those who make the fair possible, to all the supporters and hardworking kids. We sure do love the Box Elder County Fair.
Whether you are purchasing a car, buying a home, managing an investment property, starting a small business, or leaving behind a legacy, American Family Insurance will help you protect your dream. Bear River Animal Hospital takes care of small and large animals, providing pediatric care all the way up to senior pets. They deliver high-quality, customized vet services with their dedicated team. Services include exams, vaccinations, surgeries, dentistry, fully equipped laboratory and pharmacy, along with x-ray and ultrasound. Many of these same services can be conveniently provided on the farm. Bear River Animal Hospital is filled with highly trained animal lovers who will provide the best care for the animals in your life.
Okay, we have had an earbud. I think that's one of them chiclet things you stick in your ear. Where you somebody found it, turned it in over here. If you could come and identify it by the serial number, if it's yours, they'll give it to you. Talk to Carleen. She's the cute one on the end of the table. And she is pretty handy in this junior livestock auction. I think she's been here not quite as long as Richie, but Carleen come along right behind Richie. Same year, you both showed steers in 1959. That was the year I was born. Wow, you showed steers a long time ago. Also, Stella's Closet is down here behind the Bear of Alive trailer. They're selling t-shirts like they've done in the past. They'll also sell you a shirt like I'm sporting today with the 100-year logo on it. And just a reminder that half of what they charge you for the shirt, they give to the Friends of the Fair so we can help our exhibitors in the junior livestock auction. So if you want a shirt to make you look as good as I do, go over and talk to them, but you can choose your own color.
Another nice set of really practical fat cattle, and this young lady's steer came out here, and you just kind of gravitate towards this typing kind. I like the shape to his head and neck, and I like how he ties it high out of the point of his shoulder. The fact that he's fresh in his chest and deep in his heart just allows his lower body balance to balance really good. Watch him get out in motion. I like the way he operates out of his rear skeleton. Maybe we could set him back in his shoulder and knee, but man, he's plenty functional enough for me. That guy packs a punch up high. Really, really good way to start. And then the young lady's going to end up second. That's another really powerful calf where I like the turn to his upper rib cage, step off to the side of that guy. His pieces fit together. I just don't quite know if he's as exotic in his look as the one ahead. I like to just change him in the shape to his chest, maybe lengthen him out in his hip ever so slightly. But man, a really nice one to end up in second. Young man steer that's going to be third for me is really just smooth in his kind. He's flexible in motion and he reads with a lot of dimension up high. I wish he utilized his hind leg, which is just a little bit more attractive. And then he's just got a little bit too much condition for me. It's starting to show in his lower body. Maybe just doesn't quite allow him to read as fresh as the pair ahead, but a really nice one to end up in third. Same could be said about this calf in fourth. I like the gold steer's just a true dimension out of the backside of his shoulder. He's really flexible and really functional in motion. But I just wish I could take a little bit of that extra set out of his back leg. He's just got a little bit too much and is starting to throw off his aesthetics. And then also he could be toned back just a little bit in terms of condition. He's starting to show when he's dropped out of his chest. Just reads a little bit staler in his kind. Really nice calf to end up in fourth though. And then the steer in fifth is just practical in his type and kind, flexible, smooth, and really mellow handling back into his 12th and 13th. I wish we could amp that guy up in terms of his true muscularity, make him handle with just a little bit more dimension out of the backside of his shoulder. Really, really high quality class. Let's put our hands together for him.
Okay, as Class 11 exits the show ring, our number 1 steer, Blakely Pugsley, number 2, Aaliyah Lamont. And then they will be back for the Grand Champion Drive.
Big J Milling has high-quality wheat flours for the baking industry. They specialize in providing top-grade flour for commercial bakeries, bakery and restaurant distributors, as well as home bakers.
C&K Construction has been building homes for northern Utah families for over 25 years. Their experience and expertise ensure things get done right. Let C&K Construction build the house while you make it a home.
Okay, there's our class number 12. 9 steers within 39 pounds of one another.
really, really good set of steers in this class. And man, I wouldn't be too upset if I was pulling that young man's calf around the ring. That thing's presence up front's awesome. I like how he's really fresh in his chest. He's good in the way he transitions it into a deep heart. Really like that guy's lower body balance. Watch him get out and travel, and he maintains his skeleton really, really good. But more importantly, that allows him to stay so balanced and so athletic in his look. Really good way to go ahead and start off. Really good way to go ahead and start off this class. A young man's calf in second has a lot of exotic pieces. That guy's extension up front and the way he just ties it to a really high shoulder is really, really good. I like the turn and shape he has to, I like the set he has to his hip and hind leg. Stepping behind that guy, and I just wish he had a little bit more pop, a little bit more flair to his lower quarter and stifle. Hands on, he just doesn't meet me with the same kind of dimension, same kind of spread. Really, really neat calf who's sound in motion to end up in second. A young man's steer in three is opened up and powerful. Really like that guy's rib cage. Put your hands on him. He's massive out of the backside of his shoulder. That's a few skeleton things that ends up getting him beat. He's a little bit straighter in the angle to his shoulder and knee, and just doesn't quite allow him to get out nearly as comfortable as the pair ahead, but nice powerful calf to end up third. Then young ladies, red steers, really practical in his kind. I love that guy's rib cage. I love the kind of dimension that he's working with right there behind his shoulder. But he too needs to be fixed in a couple areas in terms of his skeleton. He doesn't quite handle his hip and hind leg with the right kind of comfortability, and I'm going to attribute that to the fact that he's a little bit straighter in his shoulder. But man, a nice calf to end up fourth. This young lady's going to be fifth, and man, I think that one's just really practical in his kind. He's extended up front, really smooth finish. He gets out in motion, and he's functional for me. But man, I wish he was just powered up when you get in behind him. Doesn't quite have the same kind of just true dimension, true spread as the four ahead. Really high quality class. Let's put our hands together for him.
All righty, super class of steers right there. First place in Class 12 is Landon Daniels. Second place, Quentin Frankham. They'll be coming back to compete for the grand champion here in just a few minutes. We got two more classes to come in. While these steers are exiting, why don't we...
Central Milling is the farmer, the miller, and the baker working to preserve American farmland for tomorrow while preserving the highest quality of flour and grains to the bakers of today. Select the best products for your family by using Central Milling Company.
Century 21 Naomi, and we are ready to celebrate 100 years of the Box Elder County Fair. From the first ride on the Ferris wheel to your first set of keys, we're here for all of life's big moments. Whether you're buying, selling, expanding the farm, or building your dream home, we've got the know-how and the hometown heart to get it done. Like the fair, we believe in showing up for our neighbors, working hard, and having a whole lot of fun along the way. So grab a scone, chocolate-covered strawberries, and cheer on the rodeo, and remember, wherever you are on your journey, Century 21 Naomi is here to bring you home.
Class number 13 has 8 steers in it, ranging from 1,542 pounds to 1,580 pounds. These are some awesome steers. We only have one more class after this, and then we'll have a couple grand champion classes, and we will have the grand champion steer for the Box Elder County Fair 2025.
Another really nice class of fat cattle, and this young lady, he's a blaze face, comes out here, and he just kind of dominates from the get-go. I really like that guy's presence up front, how he attaches his neck so high out of the top side of his shoulder. It's impressive they've kept that chest so fresh in him, and just it so good into his heart and forearm. Oh man, you watch that guy get out and motor, and I love the set to his hip and hind leg. Get on top of him, and he's ample in terms of just true dimension, true spread. Really good one to go ahead and start. A young lady steering second comes with some of those extras in terms of extension up front. I like the turn to his upper rib cage, and how he's squaring the shape out of the back side of it. I like the angle to his shoulder and knee. I wish we could fill him in a little bit there in his flank to make him balance a little better. Bigger difference. I wish that guy just used his hind leg a little bit more coordinated, but a nice steer to end up second. Young lady has a powerhouse that's going to end up third. Really, really big and bold right there in his center body. Big in his spread up high. It's just a few aesthetic things that's going to get that guy beat today. I wish he was more extended up front. I wish he was neater in his chest. And then he's starting to work with some pones, and it just kind of detracts from his image from the side. But a nice practical steer to end up third. And then both 4 and 5 kind of represent the same kinds. Very smooth finish. Still functional in motion. Both of them could use a shot, more look and just true balance from the side. A young man steer that's going to have 4 just comes with a little bit more dimension. A really high quality class. Let's go and put our hands together for them.
All righty, that is an awesome class of steers right there. As they exit the show ring, first place in this class of steers is Annie Walker. Second place is Whitley Hoffman.
Capener & Company Real Estate is a full-service property management company here to help you through all your housing needs. They specialize in new construction, commercial, and residential investments and property management. Daisy Pack. Let us meet your expectations. Located in Garland, Utah.
Use Elison Trucking for all your trucking needs. They are big enough to serve, small enough to care. Elison Trucking in Tremonton is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Fair.
The Utah FFA Association wishes all those involved in this year's county fair good luck.
There's a lot to know when it comes to buying insurance. That's why it's important to have an independent agent looking out for you and your family. Whatever you're looking to protect, Advanced Insurance Services can help. Let Sherry Pally help make sure you have the right coverage and are getting all the discounts you deserve. She can shop several carriers to find the company that is right for you. Call for a free insurance review today.
We got 8 steers in this class, and they are ranging from 1,582 pounds to the heavyweight of 1,645 pounds. Now, I don't know how you do the math, but that's a lot of quarter pounders in any of them. Okay. If you place first or second in classes 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, you need to get your steer ready to come back in the ring after we get done with class 14. So, I don't see any steers lined up yet here. They are? Okay, they said they're lined up. So if you're in them classes, get your steer all fancied up, get ready to come back and do it again.
Want to give a quick reminder that the bucket calf show will start 30 minutes after the grand drive for the stairs. So be ready for that, okay? Thank you.
I really apologize about that. I had a massive brain fart. But this young lady steer came out, and I kind of knew that it was going to be pretty hard to get around. That's a lot of beef to put on still such a functional package. I like just the size of that guy's feet and legs. I like how opened up he is in his pin set. Really good right there in the turn to his lower quarter and stifle. And then you get on top of that guy. He's absolutely massive out of the backside of his shoulder. Maybe we could freshen him up in some areas in terms of his chest, in terms of his pones. But man, that's a really good one to go ahead and start. And then this young lady's steer is going to end up second. One that's just really smooth in his design, really extended up front. I like how practical he is in terms of his build. You get on top of that guy, and I wish there was just more total beef there. I wish he just had a little bit more spread out of the backside of his shoulder. I wish he was bigger in his pin set, but one that's really good built, really good looking. The young man steer is going to end up third, and one that I prefer in terms of just true width, in terms of power, but it's just a build standpoint that's going to end up getting you beat. I wish you had more angularity built into your front end. I wish you just handled your hind leg just a little bit more flexible, but man, a really powerful one to end up third. And then this young lady steer in front of me, she's doing a nice job getting that one shown. I like how practical he is in his type and kind, really good and soft in his center body, flexible when he gets out in motion. I too wish that guy was opened up and powered up, and then he's a little bit frailer at the surface, but a nice one to end up fourth. And this young man's blaze face going to end up being fifth, and I like when you get your hands on him and how much true spread he has out of the backside of his shoulder. I like that guy's lower turn to his quarter and his stifle. I wish he handled his hind leg a little bit better, and then I just wish that he was powered up at the surface. But man, a really high quality class. Let's go ahead and put our hands together for him.
All righty. Class number 14. First place, Ramsey Rigby. Second place, Patty Rose.
Hanson Motor Company isn't just another dealership, we're your friends.
And your neighbors. We grew up here. 4 generations of Hansons have gone to school here.
And we've been part of this community for decades.
And serving the people we know and care about.
As a locally owned and operated business, we understand what matters to you because it matters to us too. At Hanson Motors, you're not just a customer, you're family. We're here for the long haul because we're in this together. Hanson Motors, local, loyal, and proud to serve our community.
With over 60 years of experience and personalized service, Guild Mortgage is your key to home ownership in Box Elder County and beyond. Stop by or give us a call today. Guild Mortgage, own what matters.
Division winners from all 3 divisions and the overall winners. We need to do backdrop pictures over here in the northwest corner. So when we're all done, said and done, we'll do that. All right, we just want to acknowledge our sponsors for this Division 3 drive. For the belt buckles, the grand champion buckle sponsor is Nicole and Drew Sorensen, and the reserve champion buckle sponsor is Kenzie and Cody Kumsner. Can we give them a round of applause?
Well, the heavyweight division's been really, really good, and I'll be up front and honest. There's kind of just a pair of cattle who, in my opinion, surface. Not only do they do all the fundamental things in terms of just build quality, muscularity, and finish, but they tack on those extras in terms of some look, in terms of some just extra foot size and feature. But I'm going to go ahead and put the mic down and show you my Grand in reserve.
Our grand champion this time, let's give him a good hand, Landon Daniels. You bet. You give him a real good hand. And Annie Walker's going to be our reserve champion. Let's give her a real good hand. And I'll tell you what, we have some good steers here, and we're going to have him place these here steers down. And I'll tell you what, we just appreciate it to no end. This has been a great deal. I'm going to have, just before you do, when he gets finished, I want him to just tell us a little bit about what's happened here and a little bit about the show, and give us just 1 second. As soon as we get done with this, we'll bring in our 3-class division winners. We'll bring the 3 winners in, and we'll pick the all-around champion. You betcha.
For that, we got, for Division 3, first place was Landon Daniels. Second place, Quentin Franco, Annie Walker, sorry. Third place, Quentin Franco. Fourth, Ramsey Rigby. Fifth was Blakely Pugsley. Sixth, Cash Leak. Seventh, Katie Kunzler. Eighth, Whitley Hoffman. Ninth, Aaliyah Lamont. And 10th was Patty Rose. Let's give them a round of applause.
JD Truck Repair in Tremont offers truck and trailer repair services, including new and used tires and mobile service.
For over 15 years, King Farms Trucking has focused on developing lanes that provide excellent service to their customers, as well as providing their drivers with maximum pay, home time, and year-round consistency. Join their team today.
Kent's is your one-stop shop for fresh produce, bakery items, deli, and meat. Stop by today for fast, friendly service.
Hoffman AI Breeders has been serving the cattle industry for over 38 years. They are a proud supporter of this year's Box Elder County Fair.
By installing Ritchie waterers, you save water while keeping it fresh and always available to your animals. You protect the land by keeping natural water clean and soil healthy. And you conserve power because they're energy efficient. We're committed to helping you create a prosperous, sustainable, and regenerative future. Because we know, like you know, that every saved drop matters. Ritchie, fresh water for life.
Man, I'm a big fan of all 6 of these cattle. I think they all do things that not only are just unique for each individual, but man, they just do things to such a high level. I guess they wanted me to just give a little bit of synopsis of what I'm about. I guess like most of you know, my name is Tate Hogan, and I'm from West Texas out there in the desert. I started working on a ranch when I was about 12 years old, just spraying mesquite and doing little ranch hand things. But then after I competed in livestock judging, started competing at about 12 years old as well, and then we competed very competitively all throughout the nation, going to about 20 contests a year up until we graduated high school. About 3 days after I graduated, I moved up into Kansas to go to Butler Community College. Started working on a club calf operation out there. They ran about 850 head of cows and did a bunch of farmland, so definitely had our hands full. After that, I decided to go to Texas A&M, where I just wanted to come back home, you know, and do things the way that I wanted to do them. I started working on a cattle operation out there, just being a barn hand and, you know, just blowing on steers and blowing on heifers. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me. I showed all the livestock growing up except for sheep. Funnily enough, I'm around sheep country though, so I've seen plenty of them. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me. I think there's just a pair of cattle out here that just suit me very, very well. I'm going to go ahead and put the mic down and show you who I believe those are.
Okay, before he picks this thing here, let's give him a real good hand. He's been here and he's going to be here all week. We appreciate it and we feel real happy to have him here. I'll tell you what, we hope that he likes it here and wants to come back sometime. So give him a good hand and we appreciate it. Thank you. Here we have Landon Daniels. Let's give him a real good hand. You bet you appreciate it. You bet. All right, and so we got our grand and our reserve champion. Colt Nicholson is going to be our reserve champion. I tell you what, an eyelash away. Let me tell you, give him a real good hand. Boy, I tell you what, that family's done a heck of a good job. All right, I'm going to turn it over.
Third place was Annie Walker. Fourth place was Allie Roach. Fifth place was Emmy Morgan. And sixth place was Gracie Earl.
Oh boy, give him a good hand. I'll tell you what, he's anything classier than what we got out here right now. That is great. You bet, we appreciate it. And I'll tell you what, you folks.
Mountain Valley Printing is your one-stop print shop. They print on all apparel, as well as photo prints, copies, canvases, metal prints, banners, and more. Check out their Bear River High School merch shop for amazing swag. They even have fundraising opportunities.
Pizza Plus, made from scratch. Quality pizza, famous for their breadsticks.
A little over 10,000 years ago, mankind first domesticated cattle. At this exact same time, cattle domesticated us. They give us their milk, their meat, their hides. We give them sustenance and care. And while they may live in pens and fields, farmers and ranchers are just as tied to the land. Our two species have worked together and taken care of each other for centuries. Our relationship is ancient and deep. The bond between us is not a yoke, it's a commitment. A 10,000-year-old promise to provide for our cattle as they provide for us. Zoetis is born of that bond. We are today's advanced answer to that ancient pact. Every minute of every hour, in countless ways, we help make the bond stronger, healthier, more robust. We help make it unbreakable. We are humankind for cattle kind. We are born of the bond.
This year is a special one as we celebrate 100 years of the Box Elder County Fair and Golden Spike Rodeo. Thanks to all those who make the fair possible, to all the supporters and hardworking kids. We sure do love the Box Elder County Fair.